Alright. Oh, I gotta fix the overlay again. So, Zambriub, if you would not mind kicking off the intros of the game and the tournament name while I do this.
Okay. Alright then, welcome back to the Saving Esports One Pancake at a Time BobbleCon OlimoLeague. And we're on Deadwing in this best of three first game. The bottom left as the blue Terran, we have Liquid TaeJa.
And of course, his opponent we just saw massacre his opponent in the first game of the day. It's gonna be the red Terran player Spear. Now, TaeJa, interestingly enough, has been playing at a couple more things lately. I'm not sure if it's just incredible downtime in Korea right now, or if there's just no pressure for him, but we saw him in our 2 versus tournament just recently. Now he's playing in the OlimoLeague, which is kind of cool. Last week we had Parting for the first time as well. We got these bigger names starting to get involved with the Cup, and maybe it's only for a couple of weeks, and I'm not trying to get ahead of ourselves here, but it is cool to see that the OlimoLeague at this point is able to draw at least that much attention, to have players continue to come play on a regular basis, but then go one step further and have players like TaeJa and Parting and Soxry and what have you.
Yeah, I do wonder why they're all here. I thought TaeJa was still in a Korean tournament, like GSO or SSO. But I haven't really been watching.
Well, see, I'm wondering, the same way like we kind of get, I don't know about you, at least for me, when we're not casting for several days at a time, I get a little bit antsy to just cast something, right? Maybe it's the same for the tournament play, where you're like, okay, well, ladder's kind of boring and no one really is available to play 1v1s custom, so let's play a tournament.
Maybe that is it. Maybe it is. And you know, in this way, you don't have to keep facing like freaking barcodes. You can actually be like, oh, hi. I know who you are.
Yeah, a little bit. There's like that competitive aspect too. I mean, a couple of bucks on the line. Maybe TaeJa wants to buy himself some dinner tonight, so he'll win the tournament to do so. That sort of thing.
Yeah, and TaeJa, I mean, okay, his real, I think, if you were to look at his brackets, would be, you know, his real rival or whatever would be Parting, definitely, and it is set up to have them in the finals, so that's cool and all, but like, I don't know. Like, OlimoLeague at this point should be giving magical powers to people that play it that often, right? So, like...
It feels like it does a little bit, though. Where's
Supernova? He didn't check in. He should have superpowers. He should be winning.
I would have loved to have seen Supernova come out. Yeah, he said he's actually missed the last couple of OlimoLeagues for being one of the more regular players. I'm definitely missing my Supernova versus Impact matches that we would catch every week, right?
Yeah, I just didn't check in, so yeah, that was really disappointing. But Gumiho did, so that's that. And I thought Gumiho versus Revival actually looks like I think the best next round.
Possibly, yeah.
Because I mean, TaeJa just goes into like I guess Demi Lovato, so I don't know. I think I know how that one's gonna pan out. Just guessing.
Yeah, Demi is Korea or GM on Korea, so he's probably gonna win.
Yeah, he's probably gonna squash TaeJa. Jesus.
He's Zerg after all, and we all know how OP Zerg is. It's all anyone complains about on the forums all the time.
Yeah.
I can't
really?
I can't even keep a straight face saying that.
Okay.
Zerg's probably like the most neutral race that nobody gives a fuck about.
No, right? No, on like Reddit and Team Liquid, that is absolutely 100% like right. Like I know that. But the Blizzard forums, like I thought that's what you're talking about. Those are like a whole nother world.
I feel bad because I've never read those. I just feel like I've seen a couple of complainy posts and it's just turned me off from using them entirely.
Well, I didn't know about like Reddit and Team Liquid from the first time, you know, I was playing, right? So I would watch like YouTube videos, so I would like know a little bit more than the typical like Blizzard poster, so I still knew that they were being dumb, but like I did still read it.
Nice catch out of TaeJa, but more importantly, a bit of miscontrol out of Spear. He doesn't get the SV of the scouting on the other side of the map, loses that Reaper. That's going to be a bit annoying. We did have that first Banshee heading across, but Spear, he's got a couple of Widowmines set up. He's got that Viking on the way. Actually, I can hear it, but I have no idea where that Widowmine burrowed here.
It's behind the gas geyser.
Okay, there we go, yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid good Terrans being able to place these things in hidden spots. The one thing I'm a little bit concerned about, though, is Bunker is going to be up in time to hold against the Marines pretty easily, but again, it's maneuvering around for the Banshee that becomes a little problematic. Oh, unless the SCV gets picked off. Nice with that Banshee.
Uh-oh, you're gonna die. Oh, it was really close. Okay, well, if the Bunker does break, I mean, it's a little scary for Spear, but he's getting a Viking. I'm really surprised he didn't get a Raven, actually, especially since he's going Hellions, not tanks. I thought he would have enough gas, but...
Yeah. Oh man, this Banshee just wreaking havoc right now. It is almost out of energy though, so the Viking should be able to chase it down if the missile turret doesn't. It's weird to not see. This is like an alive turret. What? This is like next level alive turret. Meanwhile, Marines start poking into the natural. They're looking for a kill. Wouldn't mind burrowing on burrowing. I guess try not to go off on one Marine, but ultimately must.
This is... I mean, I feel like this really shouldn't be all that bad, but it is turning into something that's very, very scary.
Yeah, he's down 7 workers. I mean, this is really painful for him.
Okay, he did save a scan in the main. That's what I was mostly worried about, was that he would like a bunch of Vikings and like wouldn't ever save scans, depending on the missile turrets way too much. But he has one, so looks like he cleaned up the Banshee that was first here.
Interesting to see that it's TaeJa going for the Raven, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not super uncommon for the Banshee to go under a Raven. It's like, it's actually...
Oh. Why? He's just gonna build depots around it? I'll contain the Widow Mine?
Oh, well, it's more interesting just the fact that he didn't get a Raven, alright? Like, TaeJa getting a Raven, okay, whatever. But, like, why hasn't Spear gotten a Raven? Like,
yeah.
He has enough gas, like, for sure. He's been building Hellions, not tanks.
That's kind of part of the point I was going back to there, but maybe it's at this point where you think, you know what? It's been 3 Banshees deep. I doubt he's going for more. Typically, you don't anyways, so... Playing Frugal? No, he still goes for it anyways, just later.
Yeah, no, now he's also getting Cloak. Like, the counter Banshee can be very strong, but this is going to be a very late counter Banshee. Maybe that's going to make it stronger. I don't know.
Well, the struggles are real one way or the other. We do have that tank fire set up, so the Hellions driven back immediately. Spear's pretty much down 7 workers still at this point. Not too devastating, I'd say, but his income's kind of horrible right now because he really doesn't have the mules that TaeJa has. He's got to use so much of that energy on scans back at home. So this is just TaeJa getting lots of ways to pull ahead here in the early game. Lots of extra Marines going to be out, an extra tank or 2. I mean, that's really the advantage he's bought himself so far.
Yeah, he has a 3rd CC. He's going for double upgrades, which I wouldn't say is, you know, really all that common in TVT. Like, he's being very greedy because he knows he can. He didn't only take down SCVs. You got a good scout in what the production was like. He also took down... army, and that Widowmine at the front did more than just get a couple more SCV kills and Marine kills. It was also scouting the army. Look, okay, 4 Hellions left. Okay, that's like 5 Marines. Like, that's not very scary at all.
Well, it was scary to get a command center on location like this against someone like TaeJa, but scarier than all of those things is this message we just got from Hopslot. First off, he donates $50, what a baller, but also follows it up with, Zombie Grub's drawing was finished just in time to celebrate Kane, and I loved it. I really don't want to know what that picture looks like, but at the same time I do. It's like when someone links you something from 4chan, you're like, well, I probably don't want to open this link. But...
he linked the image to you.
No, he didn't. I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things where I know what the image is, so I don't want to look at it.
Thank you for I consider it a tip for my beautiful artwork, but you should feel free to give that to anyone you want, or hog it all to yourself.
You should just feel free to post that in Twitch chat. We won't ban you for it. What? I'll
unban you if Rifkin bans you. There you go.
Good luck.
Anyways, we got this, what is this, double tank drop?
Yeah, 2 tanks, 8 Marines. This is one of the best drops you can pull off in the early game. The timing on it just hits so perfect, but moreover, TaeJa's out of position with a large portion of his army. He's defending the front, he's pushing the middle of the map, so Spear is actually going to get in here, and the idea is to drop on top of the natural, get some SCV kills. You want to start putting the pressure closer to the main, where the tech is, where the engineering bays are, where the production is. And he finds an interesting spot to do this. Couple auto turrets as well to give him that edge here with the tank fight.
Yeah.
The reason I think this is actually a particularly great spot, though, is oftentimes if this gets out of hand for the defending player, we see SCV pulls tend to be what kind of clenches it out. And you can't really pull SCVs into that choke, so TaeJa's going to have to find a way to break this, and unfortunately, you know, all his Banshees being dead, there's no easy way to do it, so decides to just grab his forces, go across the map, go for a counterattack, realizes, hey, Spear, you don't have a whole hell of a lot, scans, so go right past this, picks up on those medevacs, and the SCV pull does go off back at home.
Yeah. So he loses a lot of SCVs, but it's now even SCVs versus someone as a 3rd command center.
Ooh. Spear had a really nice tank setup, but there's no buffer for it. If you pulled his own SCVs, maybe it's a little bit different. If he had more Marines, it's definitely different, but right now he's also struggling at home in the defense because TaeJa's still got some on the front lines to go through. This definitely went a lot better for Spear as far as catching his opponent off guard, but TaeJa and him are now more equal, but the biggest difference was Spear lost a third, whereas TaeJa just lost workers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was more surprising. So that's nice for Spear, but that actually that definitely went in favor of TaeJa.
Yeah.
Like the third CC is just the biggest thing, you know. If it was 3 CC versus 3 CC and you were down by 14 workers, I'd actually be like, yeah, you know, it's like 1 gid drop that changes things up, like big deal. But without the third CC, he's just in a really tough spots. You know, Deadwing is a map that you can turtle, but he doesn't really have that much army, and TaeJa, you know, again, still with so much economy, he's gonna be able to skyrocket ahead in the army, and
he's got that.
Just takes the fight here.
He's got that rally coming across the map too. His Marines are better with the upgrades, especially. This is his game, pretty much. That third base really cemented his lead. The early Banshee kills were just fantastic. GG is called, and TaeJa will take game number 1 in the best of 3. Now, to explain really quick for those who